Hello viewers and welcome to the 411, the series where we review games and provide you either a try before you buy, a second opinion, or just hopefully a good review experience before you decide to take the plunge on whatever game you're looking at. Today's game is going to be Alkhine's Gun. Alkhine's Gun takes place during the World War II to Cold War era. You play as a Russian spy who has a semi-to-professional relationship with a CIA agent. So a few things to consider before playing this is that, one, the gameplay is very slow, in the sense that action is about as much as you go and put into it. The AI is incredibly stupid, however, when you go and alert them, they are relentless in the fact that it seems like sometimes they just keep spawning. If that doesn't deter you, let's go ahead and go over the graphics. So the graphics are subpar as compared to something you would expect on a PS4 and Xbox1. It does not detract from the gameplay so much as being an eyesore. Now back to the AI, as I mentioned, it is relatively stupid, meaning you can do a lot and get away with a lot, but for the most part, you can change outfits and be right on your merry little way, and they will never know the better. That being said, the game logs everything that you do. The idea is to be as stealthy and professional as possible, but again, if you're not able to stick to that, you can still complete the missions any way you want to choose. Like, you could create an entire massacre and still complete the mission, you just won't get a very good rating. The ratings contribute to points that you earned at the end of each mission, and that equates to you getting upgrades to your weapons or unlocking more weapons, but honestly, you can go through the game with the exact same amount of stuff that you had started with. So with that out of the way, let's go over the controls. The directional pad is how you go and change what weapons you have. You can pick weapons up throughout the game. As you'll see, I have chloroform, a garrote, and a Makarov PM with only 8 rounds in it to start off with. You have your objective screen up in the top left. It's a compass with circles with numbers through them. When you have a circle with a number through it with no arrows, that just basically means it's on the level that you're on. If it does have an arrow either above or below it, it means it's one level above or one level below, or it could be 2 levels above or 2 levels below, depending on the type of environment that you're playing in. Now, if you go and press the left bumper or L1 button, you can actually expand it to see what your objectives are. Little mini over it, and then if you hold the L1 and the R1 together, you bring up this. So this is the map. The map is your best friend in the sense that you do not really have a mini map outside of Sixth Sense mode to be able to actually determine where your objectives are. So this guy will come in handy as you're moving throughout your missions, and then you switch over to inventory like I did earlier, and you'll be able to see what you actually have equipped. And then here's an expanded view on your objectives. Okay, so one gripe I do have about the game is that there is no checkpoints. So you are at the mercy of yourself, essentially. If you fail, you start at the beginning. And if you were smart enough to make a save, then you will essentially start wherever it is that you had saved it. So as you can see, the game is very dark graphically, atmospherically. I believe the style that was intended for this was actually noir, which it does create the sense of just foreboding atmosphere that I believe the developers were hoping to get or achieve with this, which doesn't 100% like not fit. I think that it does actually fit relatively well into the game. But the problem that you face with this is that it is very dark. So it's kind of difficult to see everything at times. For instance, these two individuals just kind of blend in. You'll need to switch clothes probably a lot in this game. Alright, we're going to save it, creating our own checkpoint, as it would be a pain to have to go through all of this all over again. Switch to the garrote. But we'll just go ahead and take out old boy here. Pick up the boss's key, pick up his weapon, pick up the body, and move on into this room. We'll throw his body onto the floor. He's had too much to drink. Woe is him. Dun dun! Alright, lockpicking. Lockpicking is an interesting thing, especially with safes. This is actually one of the easier ones. But you generally just want to line everything up. It can be a bit of a challenge. Like that, it's a little bit touchy. But not impossible. As you can see, I am not moving very quickly through this. This is much slower.
Over an hour. Everyone's gonna get chewed out if the boss doesn't get his food.
Things like that are little tidbits to kind of help you through, but ultimately it doesn't really do a whole lot. The one time the whistle works, it works on the wrong person.
Huh? What's the matter now?
Close the door behind us.
You bastard!
Take out old boy here. We're gonna, again, pick up his weapon. Change into his clothes, because that'll give us more access. Create our checkpoint, and close the door. And open here. We'll take out Boss Man. Bye-bye, Boss Man. Leave him in his chair. Plant our death sign. Take his gun. Thank you, sir. Save the game. You'll notice this is pretty much what you do every single level. Pause, save, rinse, repeat. We have one more guy. We know exactly where he is downstairs. We are back to the last objective as before. I was able to procure a poison, I believe. And we will try to stealthily eliminate this last target using the barman's uniform. Okay, so this is our guy. Going to see if we can offer him a drink. Go ahead and top off his glass. Let's see if old boy will go ahead and go for the wine. Alright. Guess we'll just follow him. He appears to be fine, which is no benefit to me after working so hard to poison this wine. So I'll just very creepily go ahead and follow up behind him.
Alright. You bastard!
Alright. Not that I really do need anything, but old boy is now gone. Here we go. Mission complete. That was the 6th mission in the game. As you can see, I got an amateur rating. This is due to the fact that I used a lot of violence, as we can tell, but everything else was generally pretty good. There are multiple ways to complete this. We could have let the poison take its course in the guy, and he would have just died, probably sleeping in his bed, but that is a longer approach. This approach here did get completed faster. RP points are the points you use to upgrade your weapons later on in the game. You get more points the stealthier you are, the better your rating is overall. What do I think? Not 100% fun. It is slow. Graphics are not up to par to what the system is that's playing it. And the playability is a little stagnant. So overall, I think the game is actually kind of boring. The story is kind of lackluster. But on to the good notes, I believe the atmosphere of the game was captured well, being the dark and gritty atmosphere that it is, requiring you to use a little bit more of your brain to kind of work your way through the missions is something that I enjoy. The fact that there are multiple ways to go and complete a mission is also something that I think is a good feature for the game. And then you do have a lot of weapons to choose from. So definitely worth a look. Thank you all for watching the video. I will be posting more. Go ahead and check out the channel. If you enjoyed it and you want to see more, go ahead and send me some requests and I will get on those.